Hello, welcome to our video. Today we're having a look at this Android dual SIM smartphone. Let's have a look at the outside first of all. 3.5-inch screen. We've got a front camera here. We've got a proximity sensor and a light sensor, very important. On the front we've got our four capacitive buttons. We've got our search, back menu and home button, and we've got this interesting little button, a bit like your mouse pad on your laptop. It's touch sensitive, which is very good. We'll talk about that later. On the side we've got our sound rocker, so up and down. We've got our camera button on here. On the back we've got our camera and an LED flash, speaker of course, and on the other side we've got our USB transfer port and charging port, and finally on the top we've got our power on button and our 3.5mm headphone jack. Very important, so you can use any headset. You don't need to have proprietary headset. Right, let me show you how you put the battery in this. Now this is a little difficult to open because you've got a little groove there and you've got to get your fingernail and really pull it off. I find it quite difficult, so I'm just getting a screwdriver, sticking it in there and just pulling it off. And there we are. Okay, so once we've got it off, you can see we've got our memory card slot here. So the memory card just goes in there like that, and our two SIM cards simply go in, one here and one there, and the battery goes in. Goes back on, and it's simple as that really. The only drama you'll have with it really is taking the back off. Right, while that's turning off, let me show you what you get. Now with smartphones, batteries don't last very long, so we give you an additional battery, so that'll help you in an emergency. We'll give you your charger cable, data transfer cable. We've got 3.5mm headphones. The interesting thing about these is you can also take calls with them. You've got a little microphone on here, so you can take calls with them too. And the charger, so that's like a USB charger or converter, so you can use it in the UK. That will charge your phone. And finally the manual. The manual has got English in it. It's not the best manual in the world, but you know, there is plenty of guides online that can help you on Android 2.3. I mean, if there's anything, do always email us and we'll do our best to help you. Okay, the phone started now. Let's have a little play. So we have our lock screen here. We just touch, and to open it up, it's just telling me it's recognises SIM cards. Now this is our front screen, or if you're not familiar with Android, you get several front screens, a bit like your desktop on your computer, where you can add icons for shortcuts, for programs, and you can also add widgets. Widgets are fantastic. They're little things that go on your desktop. Like here I've got a BBC News widget and a weather widget. So I can customize my screen. I've got I think 7 screens on here which I can add things to. So I'm just scrolling across the screens there. I've added a few things, but of course you've got 7 screens, you can add many things as you want. So if I just go into widget, I want to add a clock, and there we are, added a clock. So it's simple as that. So let's have a look on the bottom here. On the bottom it's got our call button, our app tray and our internet. So if I go on the call button, that will get me my keypad where I can dial out my number and call out. And there you'll see it'll ask me where I want to call from, whether I want to call from SIM 1 or SIM 2. Of course, if you don't want to have that option, because some people, what they do, they have one SIM for their phone calls and the other SIM for their internet, so you're only going to make calls from one SIM. you might want to just have that default. So in the options you can have like SIM1 as your default phone, so it always calls out from there. But if you don't, you can choose each time. Similarly, when you're texting, you can choose which SIM you're texting from, and of course with a dual SIM phone, if someone phones, you can see which number or SIM they're calling from. So there's a contact list there. I can call out from there, or I can dial out. I also can add favourites and things. So yeah, that's how you call out. Right, on the other side is obviously our internet. So if I click that, I'm connected to Wi-Fi at the moment, so it should load up. Of course you can connect via your SIM data, providing you got some. So there's the internet there. Right, in the middle, that's our app tray button. What that does, that gets us into our apps or our programs. So in here, I've installed quite a few things. Of course, you can install things as well. It does come with quite a bit, but you know, there's no nothing stopping you going to the Google Play Store, now it's called, and downloading all sorts of apps and games, most of which are free, so that's very handy. So you can see I can download apps, I can download movies, I can download books, I can search for things. Like before, I searched for BBC News and I simply click on it, install it, and it's all installed from the comfort of your phone, so you don't need to go forwards and backwards on a computer. Some Android phones don't come with the official Google Play Store, which is very handy to have, and this phone does have it. With an Android phone, you know, the possibilities are endless, because you can make your phone what you want it to be. There's always an app, as they say, in the App Store to do whatever you want to do. Right, okay, so let's have a look at this notification tray. If I put my finger up here and pull that down, that brings a notification tray, so anything notifications will come up on this area. I can see I'm connected to T-Mobile and Vodafone. I've also got my quick setting button, so I can turn the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, the GPS, of course this has GPS as well, off from on here. I can control the sound profiles, and finally I can go into settings as well. So that's a really handy thing if you want to quickly turn off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and things. Right, now let's talk about this screen. This screen is a capacitive screen, not like a resistive screen. With resistive, cheaper phones, you have to really put your fingernail into it to make them work. They're very not responsive at all. This is so nice. I just glide my finger over it and it recognizes my touch instantly, and it's a joy to use. This also is a multi-touch screen, so if I show you, this has got a rotation sensor as well. Lots of sensors in this phone, which is good. It's got a multi-touch feature where I can zoom in simply like that. I can zoom in and I can zoom out. Very handy for pictures and web pages where you want to zoom into a particular part of a website. Very handy. Again, cheaper phones do not have this function. Now you can see how smoothly this is rotating through the pictures. Just by touching that phone, that screen, you can see it's moving across very, very smooth. Now these pictures are relatively large, and you can see the processing power of this phone is also good, because it's loading them up pretty quickly as well. So again, wonderful screen and a wonderful phone. Okay, so that's about it. One more thing, let me show you. The processor on this is very, very good. It's also got a 3D chip in it as well, so I can play the latest 3D games if I want to. So I'm just going to load this 3D game so we can have a go. Okay, so there you have it on the gaming front. Of course, I haven't got time to do more games, but you know the 3D capability of this phone is very capable. Of course, it can play Angry Birds, it can play racing games. There's plenty of free games you can download from the Google Play Store and experiment with. It gives it a bit more flexibility. Having the 3D chip makes it a bit more, not just a phone. If you're bored on a bus stop, if you're somewhere waiting around, you want to play a quick game, you know you've got the power to do this with this phone. So let's wrap it up then. This phone is got a nice weight to it. It's got a lovely aluminium back. It's got a very sturdy frame. As you can see, it's got metal all the way around. It's very well built indeed, so that's why it has a nice weight. It's very nice looking too. It's not too big. The screen size, just so you can have an idea of the size of this phone, is the same size as an iPhone. 3.5 inch is the same size, so that gives you a little idea. So it's not too big on the hand, and it's not too small. It's still got a nice 3.5 inch screen. Got a good weight to it, very good build quality, lovely screen, great processor, 3D capability if you need it, and it's dual SIM. Of course you don't need to use a dual SIM, but those who do really will appreciate it, having the dual SIM functionality. Extremely easy to use, really good build quality, and it's using Android. So if you're in the market for a phone like this, do get yourself one quickly. We only have a few of these, so get it soon. Thank you for watching our video.